City government is attempting to do everything that we can. We've removed 340,000 people off welfare, many of them towards lives of self-sufficiency. But now we need to do things that make that permanent so we don't slip back to the dependency where we were before. What we will do, first of all, is to change welfare offices. In a few months, we will no longer have welfare offices in New York City.
We want more independence and less partisanship and a government that is free of the special interests. And that's what we've done in New York City.
Spoken throughout this campaign about a tale of two cities. That inequality, that feeling of a few doing very well, while so many slip further behind. That is the defining challenge of our times. Because inequality in New York is not something that only threatens those who are struggling. The stakes are so high for every New Yorker. And making sure no son or daughter of New York falls behind defines the very promise of our city.
I don't understand how our government is able to build everything upwards, and buildings are going higher and higher, skyscrapers, but nothing on the ground level is ever being looked after or invested. So that approach is rather difficult to even answer in the first place, but to even come close to somewhat of an answer and being politically correct to an extent, only private organizations, meaning the people that you see that can really understand what it is to be on the ground level, what it is to be the working class, or even that's not politically correct, the middle class, or just the class that has to put effort to put a roof over their head and food in the tummy. They would all have to come together and say, you know what, we're sick and tired of seeing our own citizens, our own people, sleeping on the streets, in the cold, in the rain, during winter times, during harsh conditions, and no place to turn for aid. With the mayor and ask him to get off his damn ass. How would you feel comfortable being the mayor of the greatest city in the world, where every country in the world dreams of coming to this city? All they want to do is live, breathe, and come to New York, the place where it's a mixing pot of immigrants. How don't you feel embarrassed?
I think we also have to understand too that it's a mental health thing, you know? It's more than a financial issue, you know? It's mental health. Because you're right, they are constitutionally, obligated to take care of the homeless, and there's a lot of structures and programs and stuff like that in place. But if a person is not mentally apt to connect those, opportunities, then they're always going to stay stuck in the same place. They're always going to be homeless. Like a lot of these homeless, excuse my language, but a lot of these homeless motherfuckers around here, they're crazy. They're batshit crazy.
Issues with mentally ill, and many of the mentally ill are the ones that we see suffering on the street, that they are a threat to themselves and others. And they have caused public safety issues, individual being slashed on the subway, an individual being stabbed outside Salvation Army. We need to get those individuals the help they need. And if we had a mayor who could work with Governor Cuomo, we could have a New York 4 agreement, which is a supportive housing agreement that was very successful under 3 previous governors and mayors.
Thank you.
We have a place I used to work on, Randall's Island and Ward's Island. We could build high-rise there for homeless centers. We don't have to put 10 homeless shelters. He wants 90 homeless shelters to make in the next 10 years. Everything's about 10 years. How about 10 months?
Maurice, 15 seconds, Mr.
A lot of
Mayor.
what he said is actually not legally allowable to create high-rises for the homeless. To the Assembly member's point, some of her points are very good, and in fact, we're implementing in this administration, including a massive mental health outreach effort that my wife, Charlene, initiated, Thrive NYC. But in terms of supportive housing, New York, the city of New York is already moving forward with a plan for 15,000 supportive units. We've already shown the state that we'll do more than our fair share. We're doing the work. I'd like to see that support come down from the state that's been promised. I'd like to see the Assembly member help us get it. But the city of New York is already building that supportive housing to help get people off the streets.
Maurice, do you know who actually benefits from the homeless crisis right now? It's all those hotel owners that are receiving contracts of $10 million a year. When you break it down by family, it's about over $4,000 a month we're paying. So there's something fishy going on here, where you see this relationship, where you see these property owners receiving a tremendous amount of money, and this is not permanent housing.
We're getting out of the hotels. We've said clearly we're getting out of the hotels. We're getting out of the clusters. That's why we have to be honest about needing the new shelter capacity so we can get out of the
Maurice,
the hotels once and for all.
Meanwhile, every week another one's opening practically.
We heard the
What's your...
Wojtek.
What?
Wojtek.
Wojtek. Okay. How do you think the city what should the city and state do to help you?
I mean...
And just speak loudly so they can...
I mean, because, I'm not... I don't have, I'm an immigrant, right? I don't have papers.
Yeah.
I'm illegal, right? So when you're illegal, so it's hard to get any help,
Yeah.
They want everywhere, like social security number, ID. So, I can get help,
That's...
So it sucks. This mayor, he said, just sometimes, like a police officer, he come and he said, or like mayor, he said, we have to, clean all the homeless, from streets, from train stations, because, tourists, watching, for that. So, I don't know nothing about that. What you mean, how to survive, right?
Like, yeah, for other people to survive or to begin kind of bettering themselves with city or state help, or...
I mean, like, like the guys who drive with the vans, BRC, right? They just come, and they promise, be right here on the tomorrow. We come back, they just promise and they never come back, so I don't know, they don't help me, so, but I know some people who they help, but, they know I'm illegal immigrant, so, they never come back,
One picture of a homeless man sleeping under the seats of a downtown 3 train has sparked a whole lot of finger-pointing. Governor Cuomo and MTA Chairman Joe Lhota engaging in tag-team wrestling, faulting the mayor for failing to curb the city's massive homeless problem, for dropping the ball, not ordering the NYPD to get the homeless off the trains and out of the stations.
I reject this faux argument of, well, it's the civil rights of a homeless person to sleep on a subway.
That this is an ever-increasing problem. We've been after the NYPD, who is responsible for the policing and the security of the system, to do more and more about the homelessness in the system. It's gotten to a crisis level.
The NYPD polices the subway system. We need to get the homeless off the trains and out of the subway stations so people feel safe. The NYPD used to do this. They need to do it again.